Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, pretty boring day at the moment. So we don't really see a lot of impulsive price action at the moment in the markets. Bitcoin reached that next upside Fibonacci level we talked about here at the 61.8 Fibonacci extension at 66,791. We'll talk about that and the different scenarios here. Overall, first of all, let's zoom out for anybody who's new on the channel. Really, the situation hasn't changed in many weeks, and we're still dealing here with this correction. I mean, it could be over, and I'd like to think it's over, but we just, from an objective point of view, there isn't really evidence that the correction is over. There are some potentials we're tracking, okay, and it depends really on whether the support area is holding here. But yeah, this is a pretty big mess. I mean, you know, micro counting in corrections is a pretty messy exercise, messy business. So we can still do it, but it's not giving me a reliable pattern. So there are too many potentials, and I wish I could give you really a very strong leaning, and I wish I could really say the low is in. It would be a guess, yeah. So the momentum is there. It's not really strong upside momentum. Yeah, it keeps all options on the table. Yeah, our good Bitcoin. So the idea is that in the yellow count, and that's the short-term bullish scenario, we completed an ABC structure in wave 4. The low was in here, was formed on Friday, the 19th of April. In a more extended correction scenario, which is labeled as a WXY structure, the Y wave could still be unfolding as an A, B, C. And this B wave can still stretch higher as long as we only see a three-wave rally. A three-wave rally, we cannot really say with confidence that a low has formed. So therefore, potentials are still there for one more low. But in both counts, I expect overall trend continuation to the upside. This is still, in my opinion, a bullish market. Nothing bearish about this, just slow price action to the upside at the moment. We just have to navigate those complexities on the smaller time frames at the moment. I know it's frustrating, I know it's messy, but bear in mind that if the next move up starts, it should be a rally that should take us to $90,000. I don't do anything at the moment, as I bought in the orange support zone at around, I don't know, was it 61K or something? Can't remember. I did post it on Discord, and yeah, is on Discord for members, that I did buy down here. So I'm not doing anything because the move up is just corrective. I would buy a little more if the price dips back into the support region, and maybe if we get to around about 70K, 71K, I will consider take some partial profits of that position. But yeah, overall, there is not much more exciting stuff to talk about. Looking at the microstructure, we are looking here at three-wave counts, I think. I mean, there are many more options here. That's the problem. Because price action to the upside is corrective, it leaves a lot of options, really, for us to consider. There is the yellow count, which looks okay, but it looks a bit out of shape as well. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a very much extended fifth wave possible. Really, I don't really want the wave 5 to go much higher, maybe to 67,852, but a break above it will, I think, shift probabilities towards the blue count. Both yellow and blue scenarios are bullish. So in the yellow count, we have this very much out of shape wave 1. In the yellow count, we have this wave 1, and then here in this target zone, we should see a rejection somewhere. Not seeing that yet. And the wave 2 pullback should start. And then we could get a third wave rally from there. And then 4, 5. This is one scenario. And if we break above the 78.6 extension, we should see a third wave rally already unfolding. Okay, that's a slightly different count in which we already have a 1, 2 setup. And then we're now in the third wave. And then there is a 4, 5. This would be a diagonal pattern, so wave 4s are naturally deep. Okay, this wave 2 reached, just double check that. Yeah, the 38.2 retracement, that's okay for wave 2, okay. Was rather shallow still though, but not too shallow to be reliable. The wave 4 is generally, because this would be a diagonal, it can be generally deep, but we'll see. And that third wave could take us to around about 71k, then it should be a 4 and 5. So that's the blue count. And then in the white count, as long as we don't get this 4-5, it could also be a B wave, 3 waves up, yeah. And in this scenario, we could top here somewhere in a B wave, and then this would just simply be an A, B, C structure. So it leaves a lot of room still on the, at least a lot of options still on the table. I think best is to just focus on the levels. So a break above 67,852 will make the yellow count very unlikely, and I would then rather focus on the blue count. And the current support range is 61,050 to 63,800. That's the micro support zone. So as long as we're holding that in any pullback, the yellow count is valid. And if a pullback starts from here, and yeah, the blue count will be invalidated with a break below that swing low from the 19th. That's at 63,050. But all counts are bullish. Of all the bullish counts, the blue count is the most aggressively bullish one. The yellow count is sort of in between because we get a wave 2 pullback. And the white count is the most bearish one, but should also be bullish because we would just have another opportunity to accumulate in the larger orange support zone. But yeah, overall probabilities are fairly balanced. I am leaning towards the yellow count at the moment, but starting to consider the blue count more and more, especially as we don't see any rejection from this resistance area. Next structural resistance is here, already mentioned to you before in the previous video, here at 66,800. We've reached that anyway, and the next one is then up here at around 68,100, pretty much, yeah. 68,100, sort of a bit of a range, so between 67,850 and 68,100. So it's basically between that 78.6 retracement level and the next swing high. That's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.